some characteristics of great bosses would be that you've
Yeah.
encountered.
Yeah, so some of the best bosses I've ever experienced are the people who care about me not just as an employee or somebody who's going to do productive work, but as a human being. And it's not friendship. It's something very different than friendship, but it's people who are concerned with my growth, not just my growth on the job, but my growth as a human being. And usually a big part of that growth comes from letting me know when I've screwed up. So, simple example of radical candor that I experienced early in my career, or not that early actually in my career, but early in my years at Google, I had to give a presentation to the founders and CEO of Google about how the AdSense business was doing. And I walked into the room, and there is Sergey Brin on elliptical trainer and toe shoes. And there's Eric Schmidt, like his head is so deep in his computer, it's like his brain has been plugged into it. And so, like any normal person, I felt a little bit nervous. I didn't know how to get their attention. Luckily for me, the business that I was leading was on fire. And when I said how many new customers we had added, Eric's head pops up out of his computer and he says, "What do you need? Do you need more engineers? Do you need more marketing dollars?" So I'm feeling like the meeting went okay. In fact, I'm feeling like a genius. And so when I walked out of the room, I'm expecting a high five from my boss, who
Oh.
and she said to me, "Why don't you walk back to my office with me?" And
Uh-oh.
I realized, I screwed something up. And yeah, I'm sure I'm about to hear what it was. And Cheryl said to me, "You said a lot in there. Were you aware of it?" And I kind of blew her off. I made this brush off gesture with my hand. And I said, "Yeah, I know it's a verbal tick. It's no big deal, really."
It's a verbal
And
tick.
so I'm not listening. You know, we all have these verbal ticks. I've got a tiger by the tail. When business is growing like crazy, who really cares if I say That was my attitude. And Cheryl said to me, "I know a really good speech coach. Google would pay for it. Would you like an introduction?" And again, I kind of make this brush off gesture with my hand, and I said, "No, I'm busy. Didn't you hear about all these new customers?"
busy.
I'm busy. I got stuff to do. And finally, Cheryl stops. She's realizing, she says, "I can see when you do that thing with your hand, I'm going to have to be a lot more direct with you. When you say every third word, it makes you sound stupid." Now she's got my full attention. Right?
Oh my gosh, this has happened right after the meeting you thought you knocked it out of the park on,
Yeah,
right?
exactly. I'm thinking I'm a genius, and now I'm being told I sound stupid. And some people, the agony and the ecstasy of these little meetings. And so some people would say it was mean of Cheryl, actually, to say that I sounded stupid. But in fact, it was the kindest thing she could have done for me at that moment in my career, because if she hadn't said it to me just that way, I would have kept blowing her off like this. And when I went to see the speech coach, I realized she was not exaggerating. I watched this video of myself, one of life's more painful experiences, which I'm having right now, by the way, as we're talking. Avoid it if you could possibly help it. And I literally did say every third word. And the weird thing about that was I had been giving presentations my entire career. I had raised millions of dollars for startups giving presentations. I thought I was really good at it, actually. And if she hadn't said it to me just that way, I wouldn't have learned what I learned that day. And that really got me thinking, why was it that nobody had told me about this problem? It was as though I had been walking through my whole career with spinach in my teeth, and nobody had had the common courtesy to tell me about it, right?